Okay, last week we have learned about the modulation part. Actually, frequency modulation, just discuss about the frequency modulation. And there are a few other modulations like amplitude modulation, phase modulation. So amplitude modulation, yes, I discuss about amplitude modulation too, because like AM is kind of like we are not using that much. Even it is very easy to modulate the amplitude. You can see the high frequency signal. This is called the carrier signal. And then you have the other signal, which is the data signal. Idea is to change the amplitude of the carrier signal according to the data signal. You can see here the amplitude is high. So here amplitude is kept high in the but keep in the same frequency. But you can see the amplitude is high at that point. Then when it is very low, so amplitude is low. But the problem is, as I said, every channel has a noise. Therefore, when amplitude is low, the noise present in the channel, here the noise present in the channel is always there. But when amplitude is high, the noise will be hidden. So you cannot see the noise much. But amplitude is low, the noise will be really, really high. When amplitude is low, the noise will be really high. Therefore, this amplitude modulation is not really good one. There's another one that is frequency modulation, commonly used by these FM channels. Hiru FM, Ara FM, AFM, Sun FM, all these things, theater, whatever you name it. There are a lot of FM channels in Sri Lanka as radio channels. They are using this frequency modulation. Actually, what will happen? The carrier signal, you can see the frequency is at each and every point, the frequency is same. But here in FM, where this amplitude is high, the frequency is further increased. Amplitude is high here, so the frequency is further increased. Here there is like, let's say, 1000 hertz per second. So 1000 hertz, and it will be further, maybe 1200 hertz at this point. And here in this point, the frequency will be lowered. Right? Frequency will be lowered when amplitude is low. Actually, that is to represent the data signal. When the data signal amplitude is very high, then the frequency is increased. When amplitude is very low, the frequency is reduced. This is popular one. Because FM is, even though it's not that much easier than AM, once FM signal is created, so here the noise present will not be that much of affected, because noise is anyway present in the channel. Noise is some other, the background things, unwanted background noise or unwanted background signals that happen, that every channel you can see noise. But here in the FM, since they are not changing the amplitude of the carrier signal, you can see here the noise is present, but this noise presence is not much affected on FM signal. Therefore, FM is more popular. And the next one is PM. Actually, I think this PM is not really good. What they have shown in this PM is not really good, because PM is to change the phase. So here you can see the frequency is changed. This is in the PM. Actually, frequency is not changing. Right? In PM, only thing that is changing is the phase or the direction. So this PM signal is not really good. So it's not sure. It's showing. So when you see this from the previous one and this one, you can see it looks same, but it should not be. In the PM, the phase is changed. Phase means the direction or the relative angle. So when there are two signals, the relative angle is called the phase. Here, let me show a PM signal, phase modulation. So that is basically change in the signal direction. So what you saw in this one is really not good. But let me show another example. This one you can see some idea. You can get better idea. You can see when the signal increased, the amplitude is increased, the direction, here actually it's changing signal relative angle completely by 180 points. So here you can see it's signal must go this direction, but it's going the other direction. Instead of going this direction, it's going other direction. When it is low, also you can see the signal direction is changed. When it is high, the signal direction is again changed. When it is low, the signal direction is again changed. Using this, you can regenerate the original data signal. That is what the phase modulation is. The phase is changed. The direction is changed. This is something good. This is something that you can understand, and actually it's self-explanatory. Right? When you see the signal, you can it can be understood. Okay, the phase or the direction is changed. So that is what happening. Actually, why you can see something like this here, because of the high frequency, when phase change, sometimes you can, when you are looking from one angle, you might see as a frequency has changed, but it is not. Actually, it's changing the phase, the direction, or the angle, relative angle of the signal in the 3D space, right? Okay, let's go back. Right, then when signal is here this one, this image is good. This image is explaining this very well. This is the phase modulation, phase modulated signal. Okay, then for digital signals also, you have 3 modulation techniques. Actually, this is called shift keying. Analog signal, it is called the modulation, but digital signals called shift keying. Shift keying means again the same thing here. You can see amplitude shift keying. When amplitude is high, the high frequency. Again, the carrier signal here is also analog and high frequency signal, right? Even in the shift keying, the carrier signal is an analog signal and it is a high frequency signal. When it is 0, you can see the signal is cut down. Then when it is 1, the signal presence. When it is 0, signal is removed. When it is 1, the signal presence. And this is how the PSK is done. Amplitude shift keying is done. Similar to amplitude modulation. Only thing is the data signal is digital. Here you can see the frequency shifting keying. Frequency shift keying. Again, when you can see 1, the frequency will be increased. When there's 0, the frequency will be decreased. When there's 1, the high frequency. When there's low frequency. That is FSK. Actually, in the digital world, PSK is more popular. PSK is just changing the direction. You can see here a race in age. When there's a race in age, the direction is changed. Right? When it is you can say when it is 1, when it meet 1, the direction is changed. Again 1, the direction is changed. 0, direction is removed, not changed. 1, again direction is changed. Then you can see 0's direction is as it is. 1, when it get 1, the direction change. If it is another one, direction here, direction change 2 times means 2 ones. Direction change 1 time means 1 1. Direction change 1 time means it's 1 1. So that is the PSK. That is much popular in the digital world. Okay, any questions up to now related to AM, FM, and ASK, PSK, FSK? Any problems up to now? Any unclear area?
So can you re-explain the difference between PM and FM?
PM and FM, the difference is changing of the pace, changing of the angle.
Okay.
Here you can see the signal goes this way. Signal should go this way, no? Signal is, if signal is moving this way, then it should continue to move in this way. But what will happen when there is here, the signal start, it goes as normal, but when there is some here, it meet 1, when it is 1, the without going this direction, the signal goes the other direction. The direction change. Right? In the frequency modulation, FM, it's frequency. I think you can remember the 3 properties, otherwise you are in big trouble, right? Frequency means number of occurrences per second. You can see this is increase. Number of signal cycles per second is increase when it is high amplitude. When it is low amplitude, the number of occurrences per second is decrease. That is FM. So that is basically frequency change. The other one is pace. Pace is the direction. You got it or not?
Yes.
Okay. Then I guess I think we have discussed about the topologies, right? Or do
Yes,
we
sir.
discuss that again? We discuss about the topologies, ring topology, bus topology, mesh topology, and all.
Yes, sir.
Do we need to discuss that again, or I think we can skip, right?
It's a small recap.
Okay. Just look at it once. Just read it quickly.
Okay. So, okay, sir.
Okay, bus topology is where it's like a central baseline is there, baseline, main line, and you can see T connectors. These T connectors are connecting the nodes. The T connectors are connecting the nodes means this computer. So the servers, computers, printers, whatever the network equipments, those are connected here. That is bus topology, and there are two terminators because to stop signal bouncing, signal might go to this end and this end and start bouncing. To stop that, there is an absorbing point. Those are terminators, right? Those are there. Then actually in the bus topology, you can see this anyone can start communicating. Anyone can start communicating immediately, right? Anyone can start communicating immediately means, so let's say A want to send message to B, A can start. C want to send message to D, D can start, right? The C want to send message to B, C can start. That means multiple access is possible. Many parties can send data same time. So that is called the multiple access. But due to this multiple access, there is a potential collisions, potentiality for collisions. So there are situations where the collisions can occur. Collisions means like say A is sending data to D and C is sending data to B same time. So data in the middle, it can mix, accidents can happen. So that we discuss in the logical topology. This is physical topology. No? Physical topology means how it looks like. How it looks like in the middle is called physical topology. The logical topology means how the data communication happens within the channel is called logical topology. How data communication is happening within the channel is called logical topology. Actually, how data communication happen, I said that multiple access is possible. Multiple parties can send data same time. If only one party is sending, no problem. If only one party is sending data, then no problem, nothing will happen. So that party can calm and quiet, can implement the communication, continue it, and no one will interfere. So the parties are happy, so they can conclude the communication with no interference. But if multiple parties are, let's say A is sending to B, C is sending to D, no problem again, because A is sending to B and C is sending to D. So no worries, no need to worry, because both are, like you can see, both are in two directions. So you are sending the signal will collide in the middle, but that time they have already communicated. So that part is there. But so in case of a collision, what will happen? There are two things. In the logical topology, we discussed one thing is CSMA-CD, the other one is CSMA-CA. CSMA-CD means CSMA means carrier sense multiple access. CSMA, carrier sense multiple access. CD is collision detection. CD is where the collisions happens and it will be detected. Right? CSMA-CD is carrier sense multiple access collision detection. It will detect the collision. It will detect the fight or the accident and announce all the nodes. Hey nodes, there was an accident. Please wait some time and send the data. So all the nodes will be notified. A, B, C, D, all are notified. Hello guys, there is accident. So please wait some random amount of time and start sending data. Everyone is given a random amount of time. Let's say A is given 2 milliseconds, B is given 10 milliseconds, C is given 15 milliseconds, and D is given 7 milliseconds. All are given random amount of wait in time after the collision happened. That is CSMA-CD. Then the next time they will, when they want to communicate, they will sense the line after the given random amount of time. So no, so at that time also no collisions. So then they can start sending data. But this time the collision will not occur because they will come in different random times. A, B, C, D, all are not trying to send the same time because there was a lesson learned, accident happened, therefore all are waiting random. It's like a color light now. All are given a random time, and after that only they are coming, so collisions which can be avoided. That is CSMA-CD. Actually, there is a technology called Ethernet. Ethernet is using CSMA-CD. Whenever they want, they send data, but when a collision happens, they will wait a random amount of time. That is CSMA-CD. And the other one is CSMA-CA. CSMA-CA is like CSMA-CA has a waiting time even before a collision. They will sense the line, but wait random amount of time after. So after sensing the line, it will not immediately send in the data. It's like this. They are looking at the road. They say the road is clear, but they are looking at the color light also. And after that only they put their vehicle into the road. The advantage is the color light signal different people, different intervals. Color light gives different people, different intervals. So collisions can be avoided before it happens. Collisions can be avoided before it happens. That is the advantage of CSMA-CA. What do you think? Which is faster, CSMA-CD or CA? Yes, which is faster? See, is it CSMA-CD or CSMA-CA? Can you hear me?
Sir, can you repeat it, sir? I couldn't hear you, sir.
Which is faster, CSMA-CD or CSMA-CA?
CMS-CD.
Yes, CSMA-CD. Carrier sense multiple action collision. Carrier sense multiple access collision detection is faster because whenever they want, they will send data. Only after accident, they will get a random time. But CSMA-CA is slower because it will initially, it's like color light. Having color light will slow down. But the thing is that traffic will be well managed. Less amount of accident or very few amount of accidents. That is CSMA-CA. CSMA-CA is qualitier, but CSMA-CD is faster, right? Okay. So you can see the advantages and disadvantages. So this is about the bus topology, the physical version. Physical version of bus topology is just implementation, right? But the logical version is about the communication. Then ring topology. In ring topology, the same bus baseline is there. Here also a baseline. So this baseline is there in this one also, but that baseline is connected both from the both terminating end, no terminators instead of that. So the baseline is connected without having the terminating ends. The baselines are connected, right? So that is the version, that is the advantage of ring topology. So what is that advantage? Advantage is basically when it is come to a logical ring topology, it's sending data only one direction, either clockwise or anti-clockwise. It's not sending both directions, only sending data one direction, either clockwise or anti-clockwise. And there's something called token also. There is something called token. So this token is basically circulating in this ring. When token is free, one can decide to send data. Okay, let's say C want to send data to E. C need to send data to E. C will wait for the token. Okay, C will get the token. C will check whether token is free. Yes, token is free. C will attach C's data. C will attach C's data of C to the token and address E and send in this payload or send in this set of data to E. Actually, others will also see the token is moving, but this time token is with data. So no one will bother, no one will trouble because token is not free. Then token is sent to E. Once E got the data, E will see that it is my address. E will get that data. E will get this also, and E will release the token. But there's another version. In that version, E will not release the token. E will keep the token, and E will attach acknowledgement saying that, hey, see, I got data. Actually, it will take the token and also attach an acknowledgement, ACK, Y, to mention that I got data and send it to C. So next round, C will know that, right, okay, E got my data. So that is with the acknowledgement part. But acknowledgement will take one cycle because first you have to send the token. Token is not free. Here also token is not free. And here this point also token is not free. It will come back to C and then C will release the token. Then only other party can communicate. But this is a bit slow, the acknowledgement based one. But if it is used without the acknowledgement, it is somewhat faster. But this is not supported multiple access. This is only single access. Only one party can access, and it is single access, not multiple parties. Right? Only one party can access this, so it is not multiple access. It is just a single access, not a multiple access. Okay. Understood
Okay.
the differences. So one is single access, the other one is multiple access. Those are working on the ring. Ring topology is the physical topology, but logical ring is the logical topology. Then the star topology is basically, it's kind of independent because you can see these both topologies. If one is removed or one is added, the baseline is damaged. You have to stop the communication here. If one part is removed or one part is added, the baseline is damaged, so you have to stop the communication. That is a disadvantage. Expanding is a problem. You can expand. It is simple. You can expand, but the thing is you have to stop. It's like a current line. When a new house gets this power, it is necessary to disconnect the power for the existing line, and then the new person will be given the power, and then it will be reconnected. Or like a water line. When water supply is given to a new person, the main line is disconnected, water supply is given to the new person, then only it is connected. It's like that. When a new party comes or existing party removed, the communication will be damaged. That is it. But here, this is not happening because there are independent lines. Each and every line is independently connected, but you need more wiring because each and every line needs wiring. So you need more wiring to do this. Right? More wiring to do this. So each and every line will be connected. right? Independently. So that is an advantage for sure. Because these independent lines are there, that is for sure an advantage. Why? Because when this is independent lines, either it's removed or connected, that doesn't matter. That's not affecting. When it is removed or when it is connected, it's not affecting. Still the communication is there. That is the advantage of having these independent lines in the start of it. Actually, it is the convenient one. It is the most used one because of this convenientness and the independentness, and it is fast also. Actually, there are two devices you can use to connect this centralized version. That is switch or hub. We have discussed already under the network media. Switch is more intelligent, and it can unicast when sent to one. It can broadcast sent to all, or it can multicast sent to one. Data can be sent to one party, for all parties, one party, all the parties, and also selected parties. It is intelligent. But here it's not. Here it is repeating. Whatever the signal comes to the hub is repeated to all other nodes. That is high traffic, less intelligent, less expensive, and more congestions also. It's old. But switches are smart. It's more intelligent. It's expensive and less traffic or congestion because it's sending only to the selected parties, and it is new when compared to the. Okay, tree topology is a mix of bus topology and bus topology as well as star topology. Internet works this way. Internet, actually, we get internet in CMIEEE cable, Southeast Asia, Middle East, Western Europe. That is called the CMIEEE cable. This is how we get internet. There are few versions: CMIEEE 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, this is the image of CMIEEE 6. You can see how the continents are connected and the subcontinents. This is actually like a bus topology, a central baseline, then T connectors to connect the continents, subcontinents. But the thing is, to this tree topology, then ISPs are connected. ISPs are giving connection to many parties like this. So internet works in the tree topology. Tree topology is basically bus and mix of bus and star. Okay, so it has advantages of the easiness of the bus and also the flexibility of star topology. But if the central connection damage, then we will not get it. That is coming under the sea. Right, that is placed under the sea. Okay, then there is a version called a mesh topology. There are two versions: fully connected mesh and partially connected mesh. The fully connected mesh is basically each and every computer is connected to each and every other computer. So advantage of fully connected mesh is multiple connection lines. So even one line is broken, there are some other lines for communication. Let's say, so these parties need to communicate with this party. There's a direct line and there are indirect lines too. From here also communicate, from here also communicate, from here also communicate. Likewise, there are multiple, and from here also it can communicate. There are multiple lines here, here, here. So there are multiple lines of communication. The advantage is this is used in the military networks, because if one camp is connected to another camp using multiple lines, so it is not isolated. If this line is attacked by terrorists, still there are lines to communicate. If this is also attacked, this is also attacked, and this is also attacked only, the camp will be isolated. Then they cannot call for help. Otherwise, they have multiple ways of communicating with other camps. So these are in force networks. Forces are using this kind of network for. This is called false tolerance. False tolerance means it is very difficult to break this network. So when at least one line is missing of this network, it is called partially connected mesh. Fully connected mesh means each and every line will get a connection. Each and every computer will get an independent connection. But in partially connected mesh, one or two lines, maybe few lines missing. So when there is one PC, it's not a network. When there are two PCs, there are two connections, right? When there are two PCs, one line actually. When there are three PCs, so 1 plus 2, there will be 3 lines. 4 PCs, 1 plus 2 plus 3, because 1, 2, 3 more required. That is 1 plus 2 plus 3, 6 lines. 5 PCs, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. Why? There will be 4 more needed. 1, 2, 3, 4 more needed. And when a newcomer joins, there will be 5 more needed. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 more. Right. So likewise, this is how the mesh topology is drawn. Right? This is how the mesh topology is actually n into n minus 1 divided by 2. Triangular numbers equation. If number of PCs are n, then the equation is n into n minus 1 divided by 2. Partially connected mesh is something less than that. This is a partially connected mesh. Okay, logical topologies, we have discussed about the CSMS, CA, CSMS, CD. Aloha. Aloha means another, like Aloha is not, now it's not used. Aloha is also a logical topology that was used in the networking history. Actually, in Aloha, two networks, any node can start communicating, right? So then when two parties try to communicate, there will be collision similar to the CSMS CD that we have discussed. But it's not sense in the line. Aloha is like three wheels. Without looking at the line, without looking at the lane, they are putting their vehicle into the road. That is Aloha, right? Three wheels are like Aloha protocol. Without looking at the line, they just come to the line. So that is the nature, right? Then the collisions may occur. Then, so it can be a full collision or a partial collision, right? So basically, in case of a collision, again, it will wait a random time and start retransmitting. When there's a collision, it will wait for random time and retransmit. Slaughtered Aloha is basically, unlike the pure Aloha, the slaughtered Aloha is basically dividing the time. Dividing the time into slots. Right? Dividing the time in slot. Not each and every time. Not each and every time. They are putting on a certain time only, certain time slots only, they will start the communication. So then either no collision or it can be a collision or no collision. So slaughtered Aloha is basically, so it has reduced the amount of collisions happen in the pure Aloha. Right? Let me show that using an image to better understand it. Pure Aloha and a slaughtered Aloha. So let's compare. Okay, this is what the pure Aloha. Right, you can see A, B, C, anyone can start communicating anytime. So here, this one is sending data. This one has sent already data, but you can see no collisions, it's not colliding. C has sent data, D has sent data, but you can see C and D both are sending data at certain time. There is a collision. Here, C is this part and D is this part will collide. But there is no collision here, no collision here, no collision here, no collision here, no collision, no collision. But here also, A is this data and this part of F is collide. That is why the partial, that's why I said the partial collisions can be there. So either full collisions or the partial collisions can be there. But what will happen with the slaughtered Aloha? Slaughtered Aloha, it will divide it to the slots. Okay, this is what the slaughtered Aloha is. So you can see the first slot, E is communicating. The second slot, A has communicated. Third slot, only E has communicated, no block. So the fourth slot, A communicated, C communicated. So it's full collision. The next slot, B, F has communicated, no collision. The next slot, B and D both communicated. So there's a collision. Only full collisions or no collisions. That is what the slaughtered Aloha is. That is also a multiple access mechanism. But it is not sensing the line, right? Just sending the data like three wheels. But CSMS CD and CSMS CA, other hand, they sense in the line. Carrier sense multiple access. Right? Here, but they sense the line before transmit. If line is busy, they are not sending data. But how the collisions can happen then? Line is busy, they are not sending the data, they are sensing the line. They are like vans, cars and all, the vans, cars, sometimes buses. They are looking at the path, looking at the road, and when there are no person in the road only, they put their vehicle into the road. So then how the collisions occurs in CSMA, CD and CA? CA, no collisions basically, reduced collision. CD, how collision can occur in a CSMA, CD? If it is sensing the line එක බලන්නේ දා. Yes. If it is sensing the line, then how the collisions can occur? Yes.
So can you repeat it, sir?
Are you listening to me or doing
Yes,
some
sir.
other? Okay. Then tell me how collisions can occur in CSMA CD. Aloha is not sensing the line, so collisions can occur. Definitely collisions can occur.
Okay.
So then CSMA CD is sensing the line. So then how collisions can occur? Since it is sensing, it is taking the line. Only if line is not busy, it will send data.
Okay, sir.
Then I'm asking how collisions can occur.
There will be no collision at that period.
No, there are collisions in CSMA CD. That is why when collision happen, it's sending jamming signal, or it's sending collision signal to the other nodes and wait random amount of time. I said about CSMA CD already.
Yes, sir.
So I'm asking how collisions can occur if it is sensing the line. How collisions can occur? Yes.
Sir.
It is sensing the line, then how collisions can occur?
Don't know, sir.
So what if both parties, two parties sense the line same time and both parties detect? What if
There will be a collision.
two parties sense the line, both parties will think no one is in the road, both are putting vehicles in the same time, then what will happen? That is the place where the collision occurs, right?
Okay, sir.
Understood. Both are sensing the line same time, both will detect that the line is free, so both will start communicating because line is free, then collisions can occur. But CSMA CA wala mokada වෙන්නේ in CSMA CA, both parties will sense the line, both parties will detect the line is free, but both parties will not start communication immediately, they will wait random time. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Clearly understand, otherwise you are in a big trouble, right? Clearly understand what it is.
So my connectivity is so poor, sir. That's why I couldn't hear you clearly.
Okay. Then how can I help? Yes. How can I help then? So then, like, when it happen like this, like you cannot listen properly, right? You cannot get the.
Yes, sir.
Then what's the solution? Like, then my session will be useless. No?
So I'm getting a Wi-Fi this week, sir. So there will be no problem after this.
Okay. But I at least just go through this again, go through the video again and watch it again, right?
Okay, sir.
Otherwise, like it will be like pointless. Yeah, I'm doing and you are not getting anything. Therefore, please go through the video again.
Okay, sir.
CSMA CA is basically CSMA CA is sensing the line, right? It will first sense the line. Okay, let's see, the line is this. Both parties will come and sense the line. This will sense the line. This will sense the line. Let's say this is A. This is B. But after sensing, okay, the message is this is free. free. Okay, so they are happy because this is free. And this is also free. A is happy, B is happy, but both are not sending data. A will maybe wait 8 milliseconds, 6 milliseconds, and B will wait, let's say 9 milliseconds. Both are not sending data. Then after 6 milliseconds, A will come and sense again, is line busy? I will see line is free, A start communicating. After 9 milliseconds, B will come and see A is communicating, so line is busy, A is not communicating. B is not communicating. That is CSMA-CA, avoidance. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay, but CSMA-CD is this. CSMA-CD, A will come and sense, line is free, happy. B will come and sense, same time, line is free. So B is also happy because line is free. B is also happy. So what will happen? They start communicating. Then a collision can, they will immediately start communication. So let's say data is sent this way, B is sent in this way, then no collisions. Okay. But if A is sending data this way, B is trying to send this way, then the collision. Here the collisions can happen. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that is CSMA-CD. This is CSMA-CA. After collision, this will wait random time, right? In Aloha, so what about Aloha? Aloha line is here. A is here, B is here. So what will happen? A will come and start communicating, and B will come and start communicating, right? Without sensing the line. That is Aloha. Understood the difference?
Yes, sir.
A is not sensing the line. Aloha is not sensing the line. Slaughtered Aloha. Slaughtered Aloha is basically timed. Slaughtered Aloha has a time in slots. It's not always communicating. It's communicating according to the time slots. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Go through this video again. I think that you have not understood this properly because it could be. Okay, then actually I have to discuss about the ISO SI model too. But so let's wait until you get the proper connection, because OSI ISO model I can discuss, and also encryption. This we can finish within just 1 day. But let's wait until you get a proper connection and do this, right? Otherwise, again, you are in a big trouble. This is the last part of networking. Okay. Hello?
Okay, sir.
Right. Okay, then I'll stop from here, right?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.